For Off the Block, I'm Vinny Lopes, and we are now joined with the winning coach of St. Francis. And Rummy, it took you about 36 attempts. However, you guys were finally able to knock off Penn State, getting a big victory against them, a huge upset. Take us through this match, the 4-game win. What were you guys able to do to beat the Nittany Lions at home?
The biggest thing was we just went over to frustrate them. So we're trying our hardest to scrap on defense and put blockers in guys' faces. Just kind of extend rallies. Penn State's not used to the St. Francis team extending out the rallies and giving guys 3 or 4 swings to find the ball away. I thought we did a really good job of frustrating the attackers, and kind of paid off in the end, that we came out winning by.
Yeah, and Coach, talking about that a little bit, for you guys this season, has that really been the mentality of your team, just being able to extend rallies and really scrap away to get points?
Yeah, yes and no. After half the point in the season, I looked at it, we've only outdug a couple teams an entire year. And when I look back at the big wins we had, they were the teams that we actually outdug. And so I kind of, after spring break, we talked to the guys, and I said, we don't want anybody else to outdig us or outblock us. We want to be the defensive team on the court now. And it's kind of irritate guys. Part of that also is, with our serving mentality, it's kind of stole the idea from Ohio State from a few years ago. Go aggressive, go big, and go hard, and if you miss a few here and there, at least we're scoring at the other end. So it's kind of trying to play physical and scrappy at the same time.
And Coach, Penn State, as you and I both well know, historically have dominated the EIVA. You guys have had your battles with them, but have never been able to get over the hump until tonight. Going into this match, was there a feeling amongst your team that you guys could pull off the upset, or was there a moment in the match when you could see that starting to click with the players? Just kind of take us through the mentality of your team going into it.
Yeah, coming into the season, watching what we've seen Harvard beat them in the past and Princeton beat them in the past, and in those years we were able to beat those two teams whenever that happened, and we just knew that the EIVA is kind of coming up as a whole, and we're getting closer and closer to Penn State. And then this year when we looked at similar opponents, we've been doing similar things, and you tell the guys that, and they tell you they believe it in the locker room. And you go into the gym, and you got to beat that name Penn State still. I thought the most telling time today was Steve Broswell went on a service run in the third set. That kind of brought us back and put us into the lead. And whenever he made that service run, you could see guys in the court starting to smile, look around a little bit at each other. And Jeff Hogan mentioned at the other postgame that he thought that was kind of the turning point too, that they really started to believe at that point that we could win.
Yeah, and talking about Broswell's performance not only tonight but throughout this season, he had about 20 kills tonight, long service run as you mentioned. Can you just talk a little bit about what he's been able to do in recent weeks to be so successful offensively?
Well, it's actually kind of twofold. Steve is very voicious at practice, and he's one of the guys that really wants to get after it. In the weight room, in the classroom, he kind of pushes everybody to be better. And so when we get into practices, he's so aggressive that it gets contagious and kind of spreads to the other guys. But the other thing, it's easy for Dan Ford to find him because Steve is so boisterous that even out of the back row, Steve's just chitter-chatter and talking all the time, and Dan just kind of throws the ball in front of him, and Steve goes 100 miles an hour swinging every time. He knows he's a smaller guy. He knows he's hitting against bigger blocks, but he just wants to blast and blow the block up. He does a very good job of that.
Yeah, and talking about your offense, Coach, you guys were able to hit more than 300 in a couple of games. What was your Sarah Ford able to do to be so successful tonight offensively?
At the beginning of the year, we were trying to go fast. And it tended to kind of slow down on its own a little bit. We weren't quite as quick. But coming in tonight, the players kind of talked themselves. They thought they had a better chance to slow it down a little bit and let the block form a little bit better, and then kind of blast away at it. And so when we get it too fast, they don't get a good look at the block to try to swing and pull off it. But I think when you play a team that's as good as Penn State, if you hit balls clean past the block, they're probably going to get dug. So we got to use the block to our advantage and try to score by ripping balls through and off, and just let the ball change direction when they touch it.
Yeah. Now, looking at the big picture, what does this win mean for you and the St. Francis program?
Well, between at the post-game press conference, I had 44 text messages saying congratulations. I thought that spoke a lot of how many people were out there watching us, alumni, friends, and and the university. The athletic director's text was the very first one to come through. So I thought that was pretty interesting. The whole campus, we kind of live for each other. Each sport supports each other. Going to the locker room, and the soccer players that make up most of the Romy's Rascals were on FaceTime with the guys in the locker room cheering up. So it's the whole school kind of celebrates it. Because Penn State's just 50 miles up the road, and recruits come here, and whenever they come to St. Francis, I think one of their goals to mark off their list is, I want to be the team that beats Penn State. So it worked out really well for us tonight that way. And I love the family atmosphere of the whole university.
Well, and Coach, moving forward, I know it's one win, it's a big win, but you have the rest of the regular season to look at, and you're in a postseason battle right now to get one of those 4 seats to the EIVA tournament. Do you feel that this win is one of those wins that can propel you to get a postseason berth?
Well, we need 8 wins. Yeah. And I do think the other schools in the EIVA are looking at us and say, we got the one bonus win off of Penn State. Can they get that bonus win also? Because that's just going to help us get to the 8. We still need 3 more big wins to get to 8, and that 8 wins doesn't even guarantee you a spot, but traditionally 8 wins should get us in.
Yeah. All right, Coach, and final question, we'll let you go on this. After a huge win like this, what do you say to your team as a coach in the locker room afterwards?
Can you repeat that question? Sorry.
Oh, sure. After a big win like this, what do you tell your team in the locker room afterwards?
They actually commended one and said, "Hey, congratulations, great job. Don't have too much fun because we got to get on the bus tomorrow morning and head down to Alderson and Broadus, which is a 3-hour ride. We got to take care of business there too."